Good evening, sir. We are the Group 2 and I am the first reporter. Our topic is all about genetic variance. So, refers to the natural differences found in the genetic makeup of individual plants within the same species. This variation occurs because plants inherit different combinations of genes from their parents. Genetic variance is important because it creates diversity in traits such as plant height, yield, disease resistance, drought tolerance, and grain quality. So, genetic variance means that plants of the same kind are not exactly the same. Even if they are the same species, each plant has different genes because they get different gene combination from their parents. Because of this, some plants grow taller, some produce more yield, some can resist disease, some survive drought better, and some have better grain quality. These natural differences is important because it helps plants survive different conditions and allows farmers and scientists to choose and improve better plants. Then, history of genetic variance. So, variance, the concept of genetic variance in crops has been developed of many centuries beginning long before modern science understood genes. Its history can be divided into several key periods. Early domestication 10 years ago, farmers had no clue about genes, but they were knowingly selecting the peak plants with better taste, bigger seeds, or ones that didn't die instantly. So, concept of genetic variance in crops means that plants of the same crops are not exactly the same. This idea did not appear suddenly. It developed slowly over time as people learned from experience. So, a long time ago, before science, early farmers did not know about genes, but they noticed something important. Some plants grow bigger, give more plants, or survive better than others. So they keep seeds from those good plants and planted them again. This slowly changed crop over many years. After many generations, because farmers keep choosing the best plants, crop became stronger and more useful. This shows this showed that differences in plants could be passed from parents to offspring, even if people didn't know why. When science started to explain it later, scientists discovered that these differences come from genes. Genes are like instructions inside the plant that control how it grows. Today, now scientists can study genes directly. They use genetic variants to increase crop yield, improve disease resistance, and help crops survive drought and climate change. Next is traditional plant breeding ancient times to 1800s. People keep saving seeds from the best plants. Natural mutation keep adding little bits of variation is still no genetic knowledge, just vibes and observation. Kaya sa katukong giyan kagaina dere nga ilarang ginailarang gyapon naobserbahan katong wala pa sila kabalo ginaobserbahan lang nila ginatanam lang gyapon lang nga ilang ginaobserbahan. Sa Mendel laws, mid-1800s, so Gregor Mendel figured out how traits are inherited using peas. Nobody cared at the time, but his work later became the foundation of understanding genetic variants. All modern breeding owes him a thank you card. And the discovery of Mendel 1900s, scientists finally noticed Mendel's work. Plants breeding became more scientific, using controlled crosses to combine and manipulate genetic variations. In the mutation breeding's 1920s onward, humans got impatient and started blasting seed with radiation or chemical to create new genetic variants. So next is the importance of genetic variants. Um, Importance of genetic variants. First is the basis for crop improvement. Genetic variants provides plant breeders with the raw materials to develop improved crop varieties. Without genetic differences, breeders cannot select for better traits such as highly yield or stronger stems. So, basis for crop improvement. Genetic variance means plants are not all the same. Because of these differences, plant breeders can choose plants that grow better, give more harvest, or have stronger stems. If all plants were exactly the same, there would be nothing to improve. Help plants and helps plants resist pests and disease. When plants have genetic differences, some of them naturally have traits that protect them from insect or disease. If a pest or disease attacks, not all plants will be affected. This helps prevent the whole crop from being destroyed. In short, genetic variants help us improve crops and protect plants from pests and disease by making sure plants are not all alike.
Good day everyone. So now we are going to discuss about the continuations of importance of genetic variance, which is the enhances resistance to pests and disease. So enhances resistance to pests and disease, which is the crops higher genetic variants are less likely to be wiped out by a single pest or disease. So some plants are naturally carry gene that helps to resist insect attacks or plant diseases. Then the next one is the improved yield and productivity. It is a different genetic combinations can result in plants that produce more grains, fruits, or biomass. Plant breeding uses genetic variants to continually increase crop yield to meet the growing food demanded. The next one is the ensure long-term and security. Maintaining genetic variants helps to protect crops from future threats if pests evolve or the climate changes. Farmers can rely on genetically diverse crops to provide stable productions. So, the next one is support sustainable agriculture. Genetically diverse crops reduce the needs for chemical like pesticides and fertilizers. Because naturally resist pests or efficiently use soil nutrients. This leads to more eco-friendly farming. And the last but not the least is help in developing climate resilient crops. As climate changes affect weather patterns, genetic variants allow scientists to develop more varieties that can handle new conditions such as heat, waves, irregular rainfall, and emerging pests. So those are the importance of genetic variants. So now let us going to discuss about the types of genetic variants. So first is the additive. The types of genetic variants, there are three, which is the additive genetic variants, the dominance genetic variants, and epistatic genetic variants. So the first one is the additive genetic variants. Additive genetic variants, or VA, this is the variance caused by the sum of the effects of individual genes. And each of genes are add a small amount to the final trait. Those are the additive genetic variants. And the dominance genetic variants, or VD, it can cause by the interactions between alleles at the same gene locus. So it means dominant and dominant versus recessive allele. So the last one is the epistatic genetic variance or VI. It can cause by the interactions between genes at a different loci. So one gene can modify or mask the effect for another gene. So now, let us going to discuss the components of genetic variance. There are three, which is the additive genetic variance, components, na balik-balik naman. So now we are going to continue the major application. So major application, there are, first is plant breeding versus, plant breeding and crop improvement. It is genetic variance is the foundations of breeding without a difference genes without a difference in genes. Breeders cannot select better plants. So the major application, the second one is the developing disease resistant varieties. The genetic variance helps to identify plants to carry genes for resistance to disease. Those are the applications for genetic variance. Then the last one is the enhancing yield, high yielding varieties. The difference in genes help breeders find plants that naturally produce more.
Number 6. Hybrid development heterosis. Dominance and gene interaction help produce hybrid vigor when hybrid plants grow better than parents. When two different plants across the hybrid, plants become stronger growth parents. It may grow faster, taller, and produce more yield. This happens because good genes from parents work together. Example, hybrids corn grows bigger and produces more corn than its parent plant. Trait mapping and genetic studies. Genetic variance allows scientists to identify which genes control important traits. When the mapping and genetic variance helps scientists find out which genes control central traits. Example, scientists can identify which gene control plant height, disease resistant, or fruit size. Number 8. Preventing crop failure. By maintaining genetic variance, solve monoculture by risk. Preventing crop failure is keeping many different plants varieties is important. If a farmer plants only one type of crop, a disease can destroy everything. Example, if all rice plants are the same and one disease occurs, all may die. Different varieties safer harvest. Step by step as processing. Define objective and trends. Define objective means plant height or yield. Number 2. Choose the population experimental material. Example, different rice or different rice varieties. Number 3. Experimental design. Experimental design means plant how and where plants will be grown. Some soil, some water, some care. Number 4. Accurate phenotyping. Phenotyping it means measure height, measure height, weight, and number of roots. Number 5. Number 5. Optional genotyping. Optional genotyping it means study the plants study the plants DNA if needed. Number 6, statistical analysis. Purpose ANOVA mix models means find out how much variation comes from genes. Number 8, heritability statements. It means check if traits are passed from parents of offspring. Number 9, further analysis of genotype. Further, it means kay study study specific genes if gene A data is available. Number 10, interpretation and application. Interpretation application is means use result to improve crops. Number 11, report and report and validate. Report and validate right result and confirm accuracy. Ethical, legal, and social issues. Ethical issues. Fair use of native plant varieties, using local or indigenous plant varieties without permission is unethical. Fair use of native plants, it means using local or indigenous plants without permission is wrong. Number 2, protection of plant genetic diversity. When farmers plant only one variety, monoculture, others may disappear forever. Planting one planting only one planting only one variety can cause other to disappear forever. Number 3, ethical of genetic modification. Using CRISPR or GMOs must consider safety and impact on nature. Ethical of use of GMO genetic modification must be safe for people and the environment. Number 4, respecting traditional knowledge. Indigenous communities have knowledge on medical plants. It is unethical to use this knowledge for profit without permission. Using indigenous knowledge for profit without consent is unethical. Legal issues. Plant variety protection of or PBB or PVP, intellectual property rights APR. New plant varieties can be legally protected. This can limit the ability of farmers to save seeds. Plant variety protection that means new plant varieties can be on legally. Farmers may not be allowed to save seeds.
Dito ba? Tapos kumain. Kasi naging promise.
Number 2, access and benefit sharing or ABS laws. Countries have laws like the Nagoya Protocol that controls access to genetic resources. Countries control how plant genes are used. Example of negative protocol. Number 3, biosafety regulation. Laws control the use of genetically modified plants to protect the environment and people. Biosafety regulation which means rules make sure GM plants do not harm people or nature. Number 4, illegal bioprospecting. Collecting plant genetic resources without legal is illegal. The permission is collecting plants without permission is illegal. Means the possible benefits of illegal bioprospecting. Social issues. Number 1, impact on small farmers. New high-tech varieties or hybrid seeds can be expensive. Hybrid or GM seeds, hybrid or GM seeds can be expensive for food farmers. Number 2, food security concerns. If genetic variance is reduced, crops become vulnerable. Food security concern is low genetic diversity makes come easy to destroy by diseases. Number 4, for public acceptance of GMOs. Many people for distract genetically modified plants. It means kay more the GMO is very the GMO is very important to use this of most the agriculture or how to the related of agriculture is make sure the make sure of the most is the important is the plant height or length width. The GMO is possible to indicate of agriculture.
Mm.
Thank you.